Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, we are getting into a wheated bourbon battle to figure out, is Maker's 46 better than Weller freaking 12? Alright, so I'm working with my two favorite wheated bourbons that I have in my collection. One, the Maker's 46. It's old, reliable, 94 proof Maker's Mark that's finished in French oak staves. It's around $30 to $35-ish dollars in most places. For us, it's like $30 here. And it's at grocery stores, so it's a fantastic pickup. This one, the interesting thing they do compared to the normal edition of this is that they finished in French oak staves, which adds more complexity and a way better flavor profile in my opinion. The old reliable going up against a Weller 12. Never gonna find, never gonna see, and if you do see it, you're gonna see it with a price tag of $500-ish dollars, maybe $300, maybe $400. It's gonna have more than 2 zeros on the end of it though. That's all I'm saying. This bad boy, I only got this because I waited in line for 2 hours in the cold to buy it for $45. I liked it, but I didn't love it. If you want to see my review of this, it's going to be up there. I'm going to do a tasting A/B comparison with this bad boy here, so you can also just watch that. But essentially, this is Buffalo Trace's wheated mash bill aged at 12 years. This is a super highly coveted bottle for a lot of people, and it is 90 proof. So we're putting these two head to head because I kind of want to see, is Weller 12 really all that's cracked out? We're going to do A/B on the nose, A/B on the palate, and then we're going to kind of decide from there which one's better, see which one we like. What's the really big deal about this? So let's just kick it off with nose of A. Ooh, okay. Baking spices right off the bat, like sweet, creamy, but then cinnamon. Lots of fruit, like cherry, strawberry, like raspberry marmalade going on. Creamy, like buttercream frosting creamy, like creamy sweetness, buttercream frosting. Overall, really good. I think the nose is mostly just like that sweet fruits, sweet pound cake, slight amounts of cinnamon, slight nuttiness, and then just like creamy vanilla. It's so sweet. It's so much sweet vanilla and fruitiness. I'm really digging on that one. Let's get into glass B. Okay, this one's kind of tart almost. Getting like a tart green apple. A little bit more of like a toffee graham cracker note. This one's also insanely sweet. Both of these are very, very sweet. This one just has a little bit darker, denser nose. It's almost like a Snickers bar in the nose. There's that nice toffee, caramel, getting a little bit of chocolate, a slight nuttiness, but then there's also some nice like super vanilla sweetness, tart green apples, cherries, and a slight tinge of oak, but not a lot of oak at all. This is very surprising because Maker's 46 is not inherently young, but I know for a fact that Weller 12 is at least 12 years old, so I expected more age impact, more oak influence, but on both of these noses, I'm not really getting much influence. If I had to say I liked a nose better, I would say B is a better nose in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get on the palate. I'm going to kick that off with a palate of B. Brown sugar sweetness, tart green apple, a little bit of oak in there. There we go. Now I'm starting to get a little oak. Vanilla sweetness, so much vanilla sweetness, heavy cherry, a little bit of like a cinnamon, and then it's gone. Very, very solid bourbon. Like, this is a very sweet bourbon. Whatever's in glass B, very, very sweet. It tastes like low proof bourbon done well. It's like checking off all the boxes. Baking spices, sweetness, fruits, slight bit of oak. It's very well balanced. It's Really good ride all the way through. That being said, it does taste a little thin and watery. Let's go ahead and get on to glass A on the palate. Okay. Starting to get a little bit of coffee note on glass A. That's weird. I've never gotten coffee on any of these palettes before, but I'm getting a little bit of coffee on A, but it's still that like super fruity sweetness, nice caramel vanilla. It's like a vanilla cupcake covered in buttercream frosting, covered in like an orange, cherry, strawberry, raspberry marmalade. If I had to explain it. Really, really good. Honestly, both of these palettes are kind of similarly matched in my opinion. They're just different. B is a lot darker. It's darker, it's more traditional, where A, it's super light, it's vibrant, it's way more fruity than a traditional bourbon is. That being said, the palate of B is really thin compared to A. A is clearly insanely more viscous. It's not even like comparable. Really quickly, I'm going to go from A to B to kind of figure out which, like, is there a change if I change my direction? If not, I think I have my answer, and I'm kind of nervous to know. Yeah, it's so good. It's just that creamy, luscious, soft vanilla. So much fruit, slight amount of cinnamon, very, very solid. It's kind of like coffee cake and a crap load of fruit. Or, you know, vanilla cupcake with, you know, all that other stuff I originally said. I think it's a better description of saying coffee cake though. Glass A, coffee cake with a crap load of like jelly all over it. Then B. That brings in toffee, slight chocolatey note, definitely some cinnamon, and like a very well done cherry. I will say B has a more balanced palate, but I'm gonna have to give it to A. B just felt thin and lacking. The nose, better. Not by much, but better. Palette, they're very similar. They're just different vibes. B's a little bit darker, more dense, a little bit more complex in my opinion. And then A is rich, it's vibrant, it's colorful. But then the finishes and the mouthfeel of A blew B out of the water. Overall, A, I think, is a better drinking experience, mostly due to that viscosity and that insane mouthfeel. But we need to figure out what the victor is, and I'm not surprised. Maker's 46 is a better bourbon in my opinion. This goes back to what I said in my review of Weller 12 though, which is it's a damn good bourbon, but it's thin. It's thin and kind of runny, which makes it great. It's a great crushable whiskey. This, honestly, I'm going to drink the crap out of this in the summer, but as a tearing apart whiskey, which one do I think is a more complex whiskey? And overall, that is going to be Maker's 46 because it brings more past 5 seconds of taking a sip. But that's going to be a wrap for this video. Please do us a favor, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know which one of these you prefer. Let us know if you're upset about my overall determination. Honestly, I just think Maker's 46 is a better whiskey, and regardless, even if it didn't win, I would still say it's better because it's way cheaper and it's way easier to find. It is what it is. That's just it. Weller 12 needs 10 points of proof more. This at 100 or the 107 antique proof, like Weller 12 and antique built together, fantastic. That's the stuff of nightmares to me. Or not nightmares, but like good nightmares. Daydreams. That's the stuff of daydreams for me. I wish. It is what it is. Also, check out the Facebook, Instagram, and a Patreon. The link for that is down there below. We appreciate y'all so much for your support. Cheers. We'll see you later.